Hey everyone. Y'all having a good Tuesday? Because I had a good Tuesday. Anyway, so today we're going to be continuing our look at the Hammer horror movies, and today we're going to be looking at 1959's The Mummy. So, here we go. In Egypt in 1895, archaeologist John Banning and his father Stephen and his uncle Joseph Wemple are searching for the tomb of Princess Anaka, the high priestess of the god Karnak. John has a broken leg and cannot accompany his father and uncle when they open the tomb. Aww. Before they enter, an Egyptian named Mehmet Bey warns them not to go in, lest they face the fatal curse against desecrators. Stephen and Joseph ignore him, rude, and discover within the sarcophagus of Anaka. After Joseph leaves to tell John the good news, Stephen finds the scroll of life and reads from it. Outside, members of the archaeological team hear his screams and rush into the tomb to find Stephen in a catatonic state. Bum bum bum. 3 years later, back in England, Stephen Banning comes out of his catatonia at the Ingerfield nursing home for the mentally disordered and sends for his son. He tells him that when he read the scroll of life, he unintentionally brought back to life Karas, the mummified high priest of Karnak. The high priest had been sentenced to be entombed alive to serve as the guardian of Princess Anaka's tomb. Karas secretly loved the princess and attempted to restore her to life after she died. When he was discovered, eternal life and mummification were his punishment. This seems so familiar to me somehow. I wonder why. Now, Stephen tells his disbelieving son that Karas will hunt down and kill all those who desecrated Anaka's tomb. Gee, you think? Meanwhile, Mehmet Bey, a devoted worshipper of Karnak, comes to Ingerfield under the alias of Mehmet Akir to wreak vengeance on the Bannings. He hires a pair of drunken carters, Pat and Mike, to bring the slumbering Karas in a crate to his rented home, but the two men's drunken driving caused Karas' crate to fall off and sink into a bog. Later, using the scroll of life, Mehmet exhorts Karas to rise from the mud, and then sends him to murder Stephen Banning. When Karas kills Joseph Wemple the next night, John witnesses it. He shoots Karas with a revolver at close range, but to no effect. Wow, it's like guns don't work against the undead. Police Inspector Mulrooney is assigned to solve the murders, but, because he's skeptical and deals in only cold, hard facts, he does not believe John's incredible story about a killer mummy, even when John tells him that he is likely to be Karas' third victim. While Mulrooney investigates, John notices that his wife Isabel bears an uncanny resemblance to Princess Anaka. Uh-oh. Gathering testimonial evidence from other individuals in the community, Mulrooney slowly begins to wonder if the mummy is real. Oh yes, he is real, alright. He is definitely real. Mehmet Bey sends the mummy to the Bannings' home to slay his final victim. However, when Isabel rushes to her husband's aid, Karas sees her, releases John, and leaves. Oh, he has a heart. Mehmet Bey mistakenly believes that Karas has completed his task and prepares to return to Egypt. Ha! He sure fooled you. John, suspecting Mehmet Bey of being the one controlling the mummy, pays him a visit, much to his surprise. I bet it was a surprise. After John leaves, Mehmet Bey leads Karas in a second attempt on John's life. The mummy knocks Mulrooney unconscious, while Mehmet Bey deals with another policeman guarding the house. Karas finds John in his study and starts to choke him. Alerted by John's shouts, Isabel runs to the house without Mulrooney. At first, the mummy does not recognize her, but John tells her to loose her hair, and the mummy releases John. When Mehmet orders Karas to kill Isabel, he refuses. Mehmet tries to murder Isabel himself, but is killed by Karas instead. The mummy carries the unconscious Isabel into the swamp, followed by John, Mulrooney, and another policeman. John yells to Isabel. When she regains consciousness, she tells Karas to put her down. The mummy reluctantly obeys. When Isabel has moved away from him, the policemen open fire, causing Karas to sink into a quagmire, taking the scroll of life with him. Oh, so touching. Anyway, let's go to some production notes and other things, and other interesting factoids about this movie. Originally, the scenes of Karas' tongue cut out and shotgun demise were more graphic, but were trained from the British censor. In the video, Flesh and Blood, The Hammer Heritage of Horror, Peter Cushing claims that he suggested the scene in which he drives the spear through the mummy. He was inspired by the pre-release poster, which shows the mummy with a shaft of light passing through it. Interesting. The film was adapted into a 12-page comic strip for the July 1978 issue of the magazine Hammer's Halls of Horror. It was drawn by David Jackson from a script by Steve Moore. The cover of the issue featured a painting by Brian Lewis of Christopher Lee as Karras. Nice. A glass fiber replica of a sarcophagus created for the film is in the collection of the Perth Museum and Art Gallery. Nice. So overall, it's the first entry in the Hammer Mummy movies. It's actually not all that bad. So yeah. So overall, I give The Mummy from 1959 5 jack-o'-lanterns out of 5. Well, join me tomorrow to take a look at The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. So, until tomorrow, peace.